Despite the lockdowns, the number of crashes on Florida's highways and roadways went up during the pandemic. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jane Monreal.
I'm Patrick Nolan. It might be easy at first to go, oh, it's because of season or tourists, but experts say those aren't necessarily the reasons for this increase. Our Christina Evans coming to us live from Fort Myers. She's in our breaking news tracker right now, and we should mention she's in the passenger seat. She's not driving. To tell us more. Christina?
Good evening, Jane and Patrick. And one thing, I am joining you guys from the Breaking News Tracker, and that's a little bit different for us tonight. But I'm trying to talk to you guys about the car crashes. And one thing that we always do here at Fox 4 is bring you guys the latest information on crashes in our area. And while we don't show them all, local law enforcement is actually telling me that unsafe driving is a real problem here in Southwest Florida.
We have 21 million residents in the state of Florida, over 17 million licensed drivers, millions of tourists and visitors, seasonal residents from around the world that come here.
With roadways this active, crashes are common.
This year, FHP, I was counting this morning as just our agency here, my local region, has responded to 57 fatal crashes.
With the COVID-19 pandemic, traffic cops thought people staying at home more would lead to less crashes. And while that may have been the case for some cities in the U.S., Fort Myers proved to be the opposite.
Our crash stats were steady, with the exception of the month of April and May-ish during the summertime when it was predominantly essential workers.
But why do we have so many crashes?
This inattentiveness, this carelessness, bad habits that lead to potential tragedies.
Safe driving advocates believe crashes can be avoided if you ask yourself this.
Those two questions we should remind ourselves all the time when we're behind the wheel. Number one, is it necessary? Number two, is it worth the risk?
This means wearing a seatbelt while in the car, driving the speed limit, and never taking your eyes off the road.
I think if you asked any trooper what the hardest part of our job is, it's notifying families and, knocking on someone's door and saying, my goodness, it breaks my heart to tell you that, such and such has been involved in a tragic car crash.
And that driving instructor, Jay Anderson, really wanted to drive home the fact that complacency is often the #1 reason that we see all of these crashes. People often get comfortable because we get in the car multiple times a day to go about our business. But one of the most important things is to remember to keep your eyes on the road and not get distracted while driving. In Fort Myers, Christina Evans, Fox 4.
Always worth a good reminder. Thanks, Christina.